Jay from Team DMA. So this is a specific video, a special video. Usually I make about three, four of these videos per year. So just a really quick recap. So I believe since 2019, as I've been helping out the community here in my city and then around my city, also people in the discords that I've had. I think I've had 6 discords so far. And a lot of people don't know or not aware that I have multiple YouTube channels. So at a point, I think I had 6 or 7. And right now, I just have 4 that I'm utilizing. So on some of them, all they do is they just teach you how to make money a lot of different ways. So we're going to be covering that on this one. So usually I just make about 3 or 4 of those videos. What's it called? Every year. So basically, it's because I've met so many people like through the businesses, through the the side jobs, through this, through that, through the online sales. Like sometimes depending on what you're doing, or where you're going, or what is going on with your life, you have access to a large group of people. So because of that, you end up meeting maybe like in a month, even if you work in a place where you're even sorry about that, even if you're working in a place that requires you to speak to the public, like if you work for the state and things like that. So I don't want to talk too much about myself, but the thing is, you do end up running into a lot of people, like overall, not just in the state, not just in the US, sometimes even outside of the country. And sometimes people want to help out the community, and that's one of the things I do. So we're gonna be moving quickly through these, so you might want to go back into the video or pause it. So here's one of the ways that you could do it. I should have done it earlier in the year, but I mean, it's never too late. The year is gonna end. So basically, 2023 ways to make some green. So you should already know what that means. So in no way, shape, or form do I tell people to do things like illegally or anything like that. You have to follow the law. But other things you could do, that money stays with you. So take take a pen and paper, or just come back to the video every time you want to use it. So the first thing we're gonna be talking about, a lot of the people that I talk to, it really varies. Like let's say for instance, I speak to like 5,000 different people in a year, or something like that, or more. To be honest with you, a lot of the percentage it is in the youth, but not so much after 2020. After 2020, there's been a lot of issues with either layoffs, or you could see this even on the news. It's very common knowledge. A lot of people, they've struggled to either keep a job or whatever the case. A lot of it has to do with people opening their eyes after 2020, after they were laid off, and realizing the place where they were working was really garbage, SHIT, and they want to be treated well, and they open their eyes to getting a better job. However, that does run its risk also, because then you have a standard, and with a lot of, if you don't have a lot of skills, it's going to cost you trouble to find a job that you want. So number one is definitely finding a job. Now you do have people on the spectrum, either too much on the right, in the middle, close to the right, or all the way to the left. The left being negative, and then the right being positive. What do I mean by negative? It can mean thousands of things, but overall, the negative is your circumstances. You can have a lot of situations going on, and then the right, everything clicks correctly. Like you have a car, everything's good. You can have 6 7, you can have a main job and then 6 7 side jobs like that. So when I was a lot younger, um, like in my 20s, obviously you can do the main job and then do a lot of side jobs or second jobs that you could do as part-time. Some people, what they do is on the weekend, their 2 days off, they utilize those to do some part times, and you accumulate money. What you want to do with that, it's up to you. But also, on another note, considering the job, there's people that have been struggling a lot after 2020. There is emergency jobs that will take you regardless of your situation, whether you have your criminal background or whatever. These companies, you can look them up online. They're called Equal Opportunity, because I've worked with a lot of people too also that got a lot of cases, and it's far more difficult for them to find jobs. So those, you're gonna want to go under equal opportunity, meaning they won't reject you. It's against the law for them to reject you based on your criminal background. So on those cases, yeah, those jobs, there is a list for that. Now, on another topic, quickly to recap that and get out of the jobs, the number one thing you want to do is also, there is staffing companies. So these are considered bottom of the barrel. However, if you're having a lot of trouble finding jobs, definitely the staffing companies are the way to go. So I've heard people, like, I would say, like, out of people, like, for an example, let's say I've referred 70 people, like, in the last 7 months. I would say maybe out of all of those people, like, the majority of them, like 90%, said the jobs were garbage. However, the job they got after the staffing was worth it, because a lot of places, they send you, you're basically a bottom of the barrel minimum wage, and then the staffing takes some money away from you for certain months, because they helped you get a job as an emergency, meaning you couldn't get it and they force you to get a job. So a lot of people who don't want to work, like homeless and stuff like that, they don't want to go to staffing because they know they're gonna get a job. Like, if you go there, you're gonna get a job, believe me. So even if the place that you go were to fire you, that doesn't matter to the staffing. They'll resend you somewhere else. They don't give a F. So all they're really looking is to get a certain percentage out of your check. So the reason why you're gonna want to do that is, if you're looking, you can let them know that you're very knowledgeable in loading docks, for example, or any job that you're specific, and you can wait for them to call you for that type of job, or you could take any job. And a lot of people that I've spoken to, they love it because they either got to work in, like, automotive industry. Like, for example, there was like a group of like 6 people that I sent out on different states or different cities in my state, and they were saying they got sent to warehouses, and then they ended up leaving the staffing and then applying in those jobs where they were, because they got a chance to go like to 6 or 7 different jobs, and they liked one of them and they applied and they left the staffing and they stayed. And the places where they stayed were actually automotive inclined, and that's what their expertise was, or what they liked. So then they ended up getting $4 or $5 above minimum wage, which is not really bad. And they left the staffing immediately, and then they stayed in that location, and up to they thanked me a lot. So those places, those are options you can do. So there's just thousands. We gotta move on because I can't make the video too long. So number one is get a job, and I've told you how to do it now, a lot of different ways. If you have questions or concerns, let me know. I'm gonna be opening a Discord on this, since I already had one, but I closed. I'm gonna be opening a Discord regarding this type of stuff. So the other one is passive from skills, so passive income. So there's a lot of people, for example, this specific channel that I do, like, I have an automotive, I have a musical channel, I have, I think, 2-3 other Yu-Gi-Oh channels, and then this one specifically is Yu-Gi-Oh. So this applies to almost everyone who's in the channel, in the Discord. You're supposed to be like, if I've always told people, if you're good at something, never do it for free. If you're doing something and you're not doing it and you're doing it for free, that is the reason why your skills are poor, or you're poor financially. And a lot of people take the word poor as an attack or an insult, or they take it personal. No. You're supposed to be taking that as a learning lesson and as a wake-up call. So for example, let's say your neighbor never locks their doors during the night, and a lot of like animals and cats, they come in the house, or robbers, or whatever the case. By giving you that information, it has nothing to do with you. It's your neighbor. So what you're gonna want to do is make sure your doors are locked, and maybe go and tell your neighbor, hey man, you should lock your doors. So sometimes a lot of the information has nothing to do with you. It's something you can pass on to somebody else. Now, if the information you feel it personally, don't take it as a personal attack. Those are the people who are fools because they don't learn from it. They don't grow. They just stay more and more dumber, or poor. There's levels to it. It could be friendship poor. It can mean mentally poor. It can mean financially poor. It can be a lot of things. It's not just one thing, spiritually poor. So basically, you don't want to practice being poor in your life because that's going to make you a loser. Or if somebody who you know is a loser already, that can continue to be a loser forever. You don't want to do that. You want to get out of that. So passive skills, anything that you have a good skill of, like I said, for example, Yu-Gi-Oh. So Yu-Gi-Oh, 10k a year is nothing at all. It's like, it's throwaway money. And a lot of people, sometimes when I tell them this, or I use the reference of 5k, people, the first thing they do is they laugh. And you notice they're laughing. Why are you laughing? If you're not even making that much, you're already part of the group that is not taking advantage all these years. Like, what have you been doing for the rest of your life? And if you have nothing to show for it, that's already a flag for you that you've been wasting your time. You can argue all you want, but you really have. So passive skills, for example, for Yu-Gi-Oh, making 5, 10, and if you go past that, good for you. But I would encourage you to start off with a marker of probably 1k, 1,000 for your first year, which honestly nobody that I've told has done under that. Everybody goes easily over that like nothing. So why? Because a lot of things I do on my channel, people don't take advantage of that, but there is a group of people who do. There's a group of people that I work with. I have people that I work with on online shops, also locally. So for example, passive income, for example, would be the budget decks, budget cards. So for just a quick example, Bestial, which just recently came out somewhere around October, so, or after October, I don't remember exactly. So all of the Bestial engine and the cards were actually $1 to $2 on my channel. I told everyone 2 to 3 weeks, almost a month before the cards came out. There was a lot of channels letting you know up to 3-4 months before. And what I did was I ended up spending somewhere around $45 to $50 on those cards. There were $1 to $2 each card. Like some of the cards were $1, some of the cards were $2. So I wasted all the $45, $50 on the playsets, 3 of everything. So then as soon as the 30 days went by, the cards went $10 per card. Do that on a calculator. So I bought a lot of sets. Like, I think I bought like 12 sets of each individual Bestial. Some of them, they weren't even a dollar. They were like 25 cents, 30 cents, 50 cents. So on those, I just spent maybe like $1.50 per playset. So all I did was I built 12 sets of them. So then I kept 2 sets for me and I sold the 10. Do it on a calculator. $10 per card. Now some of those cards already went past 20. And there was a person attacking me because they said that card wasn't $2, it was $4 or it was $5. Oh, really? You're gonna fight over $3? What are we, homeless? So yeah, those cards, and he's technically right, but it's not that much of a difference because you're gonna make all that money back. I mean, the cards that were 30 cents, now those cards that were a few cents, that were $1, they're $10. Some of them are $15, $20 per card, and they're gonna probably continue to increase in price. So then you sell those cards and you go way over $400 like nothing. You did absolutely nothing. You were at home, you just bought the cards, you spend $30, $40, $50, and then it gives you all that money back. It gives you your $50 back, $45 back, and then you get plus $380 plus $400. And people are like, well, $400 is nothing. Yeah, it's right. You can give that to charity, use that to buy more cards, and that's a skill that you have. Now, me specifically, I play music, I do automotive. There's a long list of things that I do. All of those skills I love to do, and they're used to make passive income. So you're gonna want to do that too. If you play Yu-Gi-Oh, even on your online, your YouTube channel, use it to make income. You could do Twitch, you could do so many different things, and then you could also use it, to have the knowledge to use it. Then if you want to go the route of subscribers, I don't recommend it, but a lot of people do that. You could do that too. That's another way of passive income. All the skills that you possess, if you do something, do not do it for free. Don't sit down and do something you like and don't get money out of it, because that's how the people become rich, successful. They do the things they love, but they get paid for it. So I've been doing this since 2022, since Yu-Gi-Oh started, and now it's like, okay, it's been a while and I've gotten pretty good at it. So now, for the last few years I've been teaching people how to do it. So we got to get over that because the video is becoming too long. Number 3, use your phone. A lot of people showcase like, I have the new iPhone, $1,200, or and then people like, oh, I have the new Android, $700 or whatever. And I've met thousands of people, they don't make any money from their phone. They just have their phone. So that is already bad. You already shot yourself in the foot. It's the worst thing you could do. If you have a phone, a lot of people are not aware the government provides free phones from the homeless. So I've seen homeless use their phone to make money. And a lot of times when I tell people that, people make fun of me. They say, I don't know what I'm talking about. Type it in on Google, type it on YouTube, see the videos yourself. There's homeless that show you how to use your phone to make money. No house, nowhere to sleep. This isn't a joke. Go type it in, look it up. Homeless people with phones, government phones, free. So then what they do is they either download apps and they use the apps for information, or they use it for knowledge to get information on something, and then they go and they do it. They eat for free, they get money, they make money. Use your phone to make money in 2023. If you haven't, there's a lot of people, I know a lot of people, like thousands of people that I talk to, and they've never used their phone for money. Download all the apps, get all the apps to download for money. Examples are like local apps that let you sell here locally. It escapes my mind, but basically, it's OfferUp. You could use eBay. There's endless. I myself, I use somewhere around 16 of them, and that's a small amount. There's people that use over 40 different types. So I still think that's a small amount because I've known people who use way more than that. So the main ones that help are somewhere around 6 of them. So you can sell locally, or you could do yard sales. You could do a lot of things. You could promote yourself through your phone on Craigslist, and a lot of ways that you can make income. You could be making even more income than your basic job. And that's why a lot of people end up leaving their job and they become self-employed. So you want to use all these skills together. You already have 3 skills. The other thing that people don't know, there's a lot of people who are underage and they'll tell me like, oh, I'm not able to work or this and that. That doesn't matter. Since the last, 15 years, there's been a lot of apps that you can download, like Moneywall. There's a lot. One of my friends sent me 65 different apps to make money. And guess what? I used a lot of those apps and they're real. They give you money. They give you money to your Cash App, through your email, obviously. You can use PayPal. There's a lot of them that use PayPal. They give you PayPal. So basically you download the apps. The trick is you don't play it. You just let it run. And then you finish the timer. Some of them, they want you to do goals. So you finish the goals. And then once you finish the goals, it'll give you the reward. And you're going to want to cash out those apps. You have to pay close attention to it. If you see it crashed or it's not giving you any more money, don't waste your time. Download the second app. So you're going to be getting $10, $15, $20, $30, $40, $50. By the time you notice, you're already going to go past $200. You can use that money to invest into something, for example, Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's something I've done. A lot of people don't know. That's why I give a lot of the free decks, free cards, free cash, all that stuff. That all the stuff comes from all that stuff. I don't have to. I can keep all that income for myself, but I care more about the community and helping them out. So you got to use those resources to help yourself. Once you've got all those three, you're gonna start noticing that you're gonna want to be looking for a property and all that stuff to buy. And then we're gonna have to be moving on. There's so much in there, but I can't make the video too long. I need to finish it right away right now. Usually I'd be finishing the video right now, so I have to finish it off, so I have to skip that. And then number 4, start a business. You can start a business. You're gonna a lot of people, like, they ask me, like, how do you do that, this and that, or no, it's endless. The thing is, you're gonna want to get together with people who have a business. Like, a lot of people, it depends on what kind of friends you have, right? So a lot of people, they have friends that are similar to them. They don't really do nothing. They just sit on their butt. They go to nightclubs. They spend their money every Sunday, or sometimes every day. They're out calling out from work, playing games, making no money, going to the beach. It's all about having fun. You need to select better friends. Get into friends who have business. I have a lot of friends that have their own business. They have car dealers. They have their own shops, own business, online business, stores. There's people who have stores. You're gonna want to make friends with those kind of people. Once you make at least 10, 20 different people that have businesses, you want to hang out with them. They're gonna teach you the ropes. They're gonna show you. They'll invite you. Sometimes they'll even let you work for them. They're gonna teach you the ropes. Learn from them. Those are your friends. Obviously, you have to be cautious. Not everyone's nice. Not everyone's perfect. But what you're doing is utilizing those skills to learn, and you can use those for yourself. You can start off your business. A lot of people don't want to start off the business, so they do co-business, partnering. I know a lot of people who do that, and that's fine. So you're going to want to start a business. That's a way to make money. I've met a lot of people who have small time businesses. Like, they have, for example, I've worked together with people who have like a clothing business. They have a shirt printout business, a lot of stuff that are business. There are people who do fencing, housing type of business, roofing, all of those stuff. Those businesses, you want to get together with them. You can even utilize those skills for yourself. For example, after you learn, you can use it on your own home, or you can use anything like on your own vehicle, things that you learn, all that stuff. All stuff saves you money where you would have to pay somebody else $5,000-$6,000. You could do it yourself. I remember, for an example, there was somebody who was doing a remodeling on his home, and that's what his work was, right? And basically, they were giving him, through the business, they were giving him somewhere around $2,000 per house. Some of them were going upwards of $6,000-$7,000, and he worked for a business. And I went to go with him, and I learned that some of the houses, depending on the years and whatnot, the knowledge, the wood on the floor, you just have to stain it and sand it. And then after that, some of those people use those skills and they don't charge as much, or you could even do it to your own home, and guess what? It's all for free. You just get the stain, and a lot of people, you could just borrow the sander, and that's it. So instead of me spending $6,000-$7,000, I just got it done in my own house for free. It was just a few dollars on the stain that I did, and someone let me borrow the sander. So yeah, for the wood, and then basically that was it. I did that to my living room, and then to the hallway, and then eventually I'm gonna do it to the room. So if you add that all up, you're looking at like $15,000-$18,000, especially with the size of the house and all the rooms. It can become very expensive. And when you do it the other way, you spend just $30 and that's it. So all of those things you're gonna wanna do. So business, you're gonna wanna get with people who do business. If you don't, you wanna look into business. You can grow a business. There's a lot of ways to open your own business. You don't have to have one. You have to have multiple. So that's another way that you could do it. So I have to finish the video. The last one's use your property. So I've met a lot of people who have property. They're already at the level of buying property. Some people who are in real estate and whatnot. I've met people, and this is gonna sound stupid, it's gonna sound weird, funny, whatever. There's people that I know that have property and don't use it. I'm being very honest. So I told people, like even people in the business, like, hey, why do you have that property and you don't use it? Rent it out, or rent it out to me, or rent it out to this person. And then people turn around and go, you know what? I took your advice. I had that place. I don't really use it, and because it wasn't suitable or whatever. And they're like, but I rented it, and the guy that I rented it to, he put it up to speed. Like he spent out of his own money, and he helped me fix it for free. And then he's in the business, and I'm making money out of it. Thanks. They tell me. I was all like, wow. So also there's people who have property. Some of the properties have two houses or whatever. They have extra rooms. You can use all that to your benefit. You can use all that to your benefit, or rent the property. There's a lot of things you can do. You can't be missing out on cash, especially if you own property. I know it sounds extremely dumb, but believe me, once you start talking to people, you realize how they're sleeping on money. So quick recap, and I'm going to end the video. First, get a job. Go back if you need to hear the specific. Second, passive. If you have any skills, don't do it for free, especially if you're a gamer. Then your phone, if you have a phone, use it. The homeless make money from it. So like I said, if you don't believe me, type it in, see it yourself, and you're gonna notice you're not laughing no more. So if the homeless are making more money than you do with their phone, that tells you something. The homeless are smarter than you, and they're also making more money than you. So you're under the homeless. The homeless are superior. So you want to change that. You want to change that to where either you're at the same level or you're above, in the sense of making money from your phone. Don't have a phone and don't make money out of it. Start a business, and that's a whole other chapter. And then another one is your property. Don't have a property without making any income. There's also a lot of stuff in the property that I do on some other channels that I do. So if you want to use that and then use all these skills, I had compiled a list of 15, but the videos just take forever. That's why I have other channels that do that. So use these skills in 2023. Any questions or concerns, let me know. This isn't the first time I do this video. Take advantage of it. Sorry I took so long to make it. Usually I try to make them at the beginning of the year, or once there's a certain amount of people who request information. Use this to your advantage, believe me. And positive vibes. Take care of yourself and be a boss. Dark Magic Attack.